Here we go. Hi, everyone. Hi, people, KMers. Hi, AI machines that decided to join us today. We love you too. We're glad that everyone is with us. And today we will be speaking about AI as a KM game changer, of course, in the context of strategy, in the context of this course, not AI and KM in general, but AI in the context of this course of the strategy game. And yes, it is a game changer. So let's start. Wow, I'm missing here something. I have my, let's see if I can move it. I have all the toolbars that are preventing me from seeing my screen. Here we go. So I think now is better. Okay. The first, okay. Here we go back. We all know and we all use generative AI. And when I'm speaking AI, I'm speaking specifically or mainly about generative AI because I believe that for us as KMers, it changed the rules of the game. Now, when we look at the building blocks of knowledge-intensive processes, we find that the small bricks, the building blocks that AI can provide us are diverse. I'll start with the first one, find. It can help us find better materials than in the past. But let's say that's not a different type of a solution because we always had find by Google and by additional search machines. It just does it better. But what else does generative AI provide us? Please suggest, write in the chat, what are the building blocks that AI enable us use when we are now thinking in knowledge management terms? What are the building blocks besides finding that AI provides us? Please write or speak out. Chat? Oh, don't go too big. Wonderful. Go to the building blocks. Finding people, indexing. Oh, okay, going to big things. Knowledge transcriptions, synthesize, deep research. That's already not a building block. That's many things together. Wonderful. Speed to
Contextual
information.
insights, contextual insights, quicker
Yes.
data collation,
Quicker data
synthesizing info, quicker data collection,
Thank you.
synthesizing information,
Connecting data
speed.
sources and
Yes,
speed to information.
yes.
Thank you. Now, if I want to break it down to the building blocks, I think that the main building blocks in the context of us as knowledge managers, I'm not speaking about automation. Automation is wonderful and it brings a great deal of productivity, but that's for every worker, not only for KMers. But when I'm looking at the KM processes or the knowledge-intensive processes, the building blocks include not only find, but also translate. Why is translate so important to us? Because it enlarges the corpus which it searches or which is relevant to our questions. Because if we ask something, Martin spoke about deep research, and you have a larger corpus because you look also in German and in French and in English and in Hebrew and in any other language. We have a much larger corpus of knowledge that can be relevant to us. So translate is very essential in the new world. It can also help us extract information or extract answers from the documents themselves. It doesn't only find the documents, but it helps us extract information and knowledge from it. It helps us summarize. Summarize is a very important building block for knowledge managers, as when people get too long answers, they can't deal with it. When we get too long documents, we can't deal with the answers. So summarizing is a very important knowledge process. It helps us structure. For example, you can take a long discussion and ask it to structure it as a template or as a bulleted list or anything else. Again, we all can think about ideas where it can help us as KMers. It helps us, and I believe I learned this from Alex Bennett, my dear friend, that this is one of the most important ideas of generative AI. It can help us synthesize. Now, you know, this list is a list of KMers, because if different people would speak, they would speak in different terminology. We're using the terminology that helps us, that is relevant to our discipline. And synthesizing content from A and B and C helps us create new knowledge, because it synthesizes ideas from different places, from various sources, because it synthesizes things even within a document, in between the lines, to new patterns of knowledge, which we always like to call the tacit deep knowledge. The patterns, what should we do, in what context, and why. It can help us in reasoning, in understanding the rationale of things. It can help us in recommending and, of course, in crafting and taking decisions and generating new content. So these are building blocks. And I'm sure that I'm not coming up with any new idea yet, but just listing the building blocks so that we always remember them when we try and to mix and match them. Now, I want to think about the more important, the more highly sophisticated ideas. Where do we use AI for KM today? In complicated knowledge management tasks, not to find or only to extract, but how do we compose these building blocks to reach higher abilities, or do things that we didn't do yesterday, or do them in a better way or in a faster way? So I'm asking here two questions, and we will go out into breakout rooms and use Miro, of course. And what I'm going to ask you to do in the Miro board is to speak one by one, write down, take 2 minutes, 2 minutes, write down where do you personally use KM today on a note. Then, after 2 minutes, share one with another minute or two, and then start discussing another 4 or 5 minutes. Where should KM use AI next? Not what we're doing now, but what can we also do? But we need another push in that direction. So I'll stop the presentation, just a minute.
Yeah.
I'll
And
stop.
Moria, you need to put the link in the chat.
Yes, yes. That's where I'm directing now. I am now I'm doing everything all together, but we will manage. I'm copying the link into our chat. I'll show you the Miro board. Again, share the Miro board. Now you see, there are 2 tasks here. First, take a personal note, write your name, and write down where you use AI today for KM in bigger things, not finding, extracting, synergizing, but what complicated tasks do you do today where you use AI? And then together, take a bigger note and discuss together where next. So that's the request here. And I set a timer for 8 minutes. And let us now break out into breakout rooms. Here we go.
Moira, I think you sent me to room team 2, but I clicked on it, but I didn't move.
Okay, I'm checking.
I think
Where-
I'm still in the main room.
breakout rooms.
Yeah, I think you sent me to 2.
I have no one in the in the lobby now. Let me see
Oh, where am
again.
I? It said join room 2.
Tracy.
I clicked, but I didn't move.
Okay, I'll try again. Tracy. I'll move you to another room and then I'll bring you back, okay?
Okay.
Here we go. Resume it, thank you. Let's go to room number 4. Team number 4, I'll just mention the wonderful names of the people. In room number 4, we had Alexander, Alison, Edith, Jonathan, Lynn, and Patrick. You will speak?
If nobody speak, I will speak a little bit, and then someone can correct me. But we speak mainly about the capture of information by using different kind of tools. For instance, I use Upload Pro tools, and to capture and to translate what we learn is very useful and very often used. I guess we even didn't speak about the simple use of ChatGPT and the edit or the improvement of document, because it is so basic, it's so simple that everyone uses it, and so we have not to mention it. I don't know if someone wants to add something else.
Thank you. We'll go to the last room. Jana, John, Simon. We also had in the last room Kim and Torsten.
In the interest of time, I'll jump in, Mariah. It's Jana. So thank you to teammates John and all. We didn't get the chance to talk, but as you can see, people are still posting. So just to summarize, most of us use AI currently for generating ideas and for suggesting, planning activities. Mostly for gathering information. But in the future, I really like what John placed there, like using AI to develop knowledge graphs and potentially for making synchronous task management possible across time zones. So somebody also said that, using AI as agents for initial knowledge capture and documentation. So inviting the group if they want to speak more. Thank you.
Thank you, Jana. Okay, so let's move and now share the presentation. Here we go, back to the presentation. And let's continue, because I also want to share how we take it a step forward regarding to what some of us are doing in order to move to to a better place, continue to share. Are you seeing my screen now? My PowerPoint?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
So I want to speak about 3 horizons of AI-driven knowledge management, because really KM yesterday is not what KM is today, and it's not what KM will be tomorrow. The first is same KM, but improved execution. Improved execution because our interactions with people, our interaction with content is blue to new places, to new abilities, to new capabilities. So we do the same KM that we did yesterday, And that's all that they let us do now, but we do it in an improved way. Sometimes it's only the productivity work of us as knowledge workers, summarizing and finding information and finding the person. But sometimes it's even more than that, synthesizing information, capturing knowledge, helping us capture and package knowledge in new ways that we didn't do before because they were too expensive or took too much time. The next step is augmented KM, where we look at knowledge management, the essence of it as a human AI collaboration, thinking about the knowledge of the people and the knowledge of the machine, thinking about creation, what does the machine think and what do the engineers or chemists or bankers think, and how do we synchronize it? Thinking about what I know, what the organization knows, and what the AI tells me, reflecting the knowledge of others. So we're thinking about KM not looking at the assets of the organization, but the assets of the organization together with the AI, and thinking about how we as KMers are taking these, blending them, and making more for them in sake of the organization, so the organization protects itself, improves its business performance, and even adds a new value proposition based on its knowledge. So this is a new KM where we're just starting to think about, but we're not yet doing. We don't have the mandate to do yet, but we are certainly waiting for it and stepping towards this direction. Any questions? Because same KM, everyone knows what it is, and you all gave wonderful examples how you are doing same KM, but in an improved way. Augmented KM, new story. We're looking at the assets, at the potential of humans in the organization, but also of the AI, turning it to be a new essence. But the third one is even more interesting, because in the far future, I don't know to say how far it is, we will be speaking about strategic KM, because not many of us are now in a position where KM in their organization is dealt as a strategic asset, a strategic capability, may I say. And that is when organizations will build their competitive advantage first and foremost on their knowledge and our knowledge management methodologies. I think this horizon is really possible, but we have to step towards this step by step, starting with 1, blending it towards 2, blending it towards 3. Questions? No. Comments? Yes. So let me continue. Let me continue and ask a question to me, not to you. What I suggested is 20,000 feet high. What can we do now to start moving from our today's reality towards these future horizons? So towards the first horizon, many of you are already not only moving towards, but doing already today. We are in the near term, more, less. We all have to be more, using it on a daily basis. So if we're doing some things here and there, we have to do it systematically. But the question is, how do we move forward? And I want to suggest 4 main AI shifts and the relative KM shift that I believe should take place in order for us to succeed in moving to the horizons that I stated, that I suggested. The first AI shift, just a minute. Is that the knowledge equation in organization is going to change or is changing. What do I mean when I'm saying that that the knowledge equation has been changing or is changing? What we see is that generative AI enables us fulfill a dream of us as KMers that we had so many years. For years, or I may say now, knowledge management, we are here already nearly 3 decades. So for 3 decades, we were trying to suggest that our organization reuse knowledge, that they don't reinvent the wheel. And generative AI enables organizations to not only invent the wheel or reinvent the wheel, but to base what they do, how they act, how they solve problems, how they take decisions based on worldwide knowledge. If internet was a revolution, same size generative AI is a revolution, because it takes the knowledge of the world and makes it accessible. When we spoke about the internet making knowledge and information accessible, it was like that. But now we're speaking like that, because once we can find it, summarize it, translate it, synthesize it, integrate it, turn it into biteable bites that we can really swallow and consume and understand, organizations will be able to rely on worldwide knowledge much more. Before I go to the next step, I want to explain this step. So I want to take it to the next B step, or to the implication of this. That means that those organizations that will not rely on world's knowledge will go backwards, will be less than other organizations. Not only won't have a competitive advantage, but will be less and weaker than organizations that do rely on worldwide knowledge. Now, that sounds very logical to us because we are knowledge managers. However, organizations up till today, in 99% of their workday, didn't run out when they had a problem asking how did others solve the problem. They may have looked in the manuals in their organization. They may have asked an expert, mainly in their organization, or someone who they were directed to. But all of a sudden, all the world's knowledge is in my hand. So everyone will have to start and rely on knowledge of the world as part of their job. However, that is not enough, because if everyone now has the knowledge of the worldwide, where's the differentiation? We will have to set a new level, going back into the organization and seeing, not instead, but on top of that, where do we have unique internal knowledge that we can add to the worldwide knowledge? Now, this is not an easy task, because we're not that unique if we compare ourselves to others. So we will have to look hard. We will have to look at the experts. We will have to look at our knowledge and see where were we unique? Where is our added value? So this is the AI shift. Competitive advantage will be coming from combining what everyone knows with what the organization knows. I think I explained this idea. If there are any questions, feel free to ask.
Moria, I have a comment. I must thank you. I think that you put it so well that if we don't leverage global knowledge, but we we will be left behind, but importantly, how do we synthesize our unique internal knowledge with what is happening globally? That will actually differentiate us. I think great idea. Thanks a lot for that.
Thank you. And I want to say that the way that I believe we should synthesize it, but first let me explain the KM shift, and then I'll answer this question. You know what? I'll answer it first. I dream, and I've built it in a laboratory a year and a half ago, but it's already less relevant and less accessible now. We've built in our laboratory an application which asks the same question twice. One time, it goes to the corpus, worldwide corpus on the internet. The second time, it takes the same question and goes into the organizational databases. And using generative AI, it answers the same question twice on two different screens, on two different windows in the same screen. One on the right-hand window. I'm feeling all the time. And 30 minutes into the lecture, I found out that I forgot putting on my AirPods. That's why I'm yelling. So now I can speak more calmly. So if we have two windows on the same page, this is what the world knows on this issue. This is what we know. Synthesize now in our minds, in our brains, understanding what's our unique knowledge, what everyone knows, and what should we take from each. Yes, Alexander.
Yes, if I can only add one thing, and I don't want to be considered as a black cat or on anything else, but 10 years ago, or 10 or 12 years ago, Steve Ballmer, who was the former Microsoft CEO, says that the knowledge management would become the most important asset that would make the difference between the different enterprise and organization. We see that today it's not really the case. And if we go back a little bit more in the past, let's say 25 years ago, it was the emergence of the internet world, which has not made also a difference. So I am fully okay that the AI is a big transformation, no problem, but pay attention not to maybe exaggerate or increase too much what can become, because sometimes we never know. That's only what I want to say.
I thank you. First of all, I think that internet turned to be a major revolution the size of electricity, and that generative AI is the same size again. Three big things, or maybe somewhat, it may say also the industry revolution, but electricity, internet, generative AI. However, I think that Steve Ballmer spoke about knowledge workers, and he was correct, but they didn't use knowledge managers on the way. And even if he wasn't correct, he was one person. But I think that knowledge turned to be a differentiator, but they didn't manage it. They only used it. So I want to go to continue, because I want to speak to explain what we have to do with this. And I think that our strategy implication is, when we plan our strategy, is that we must evolve from managing organization knowledge to orchestrating both world knowledge and unique organizational knowledge, putting them, listening to both voices in harmony, but these are two voices, and both of them have to be part of the knowledge equation in organizations. This is shift number one. This is something that we can do, that we can change our strategy to look not only what is within when we look at the needs, to look at the solutions outside and inside, harmonizing them both, orchestrating the usage of both. I want to go to the next shift, because AI encompasses in it many potential options and many potential and several shifts. The next one built on it, because we spoke about differentiating the organization knowledge, is to scale the expert knowledge. I want to explain this. Yesterday, or I'm saying Martin just because I saw what he wrote in the notes, but there were several people who spoke about it. We had an expert, and we want to extract the knowledge. So we captured it, we documented it, and we shared it. And today, maybe we even say that we do it using AI. Yes, I also do it using AI. But what I want to say is that tomorrow we have another level. We don't have to stop the AI shift at something that is not automation, may I say, but decision support that enables the expert knowledge related process to not stop with capturing and not turn it only to a document that is shared in some drive or in some portal or in some internet or some other knowledge base out there in the organization, but to turn parts of this knowledge into AI agents, which in their turn to be decision support agents. So I think that we have time for a short example. Maybe some of you have seen this example. I'll jump into my ChatGPT. And I have here many examples, but let's take this one that I love so much on how we took the knowledge.
Moria, we cannot see your screen. Yes, you need to switch.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being there, Vincent. Glad to see you too today. Okay, I'll share my screen now. Thank you. And this one I love because we extracted the knowledge of expert state social workers that are in charge in complicated divorce situations in deciding what to do with the children. And we captured the knowledge and we turned it into AI agent that can help the social state worker in making the decision. And it can say, hello, I have a case with a mother who is drinking, 2 children under age of 5, and a father hitting the mother and maybe more. Now it won't answer me because if we spoke about augmentation, it will help me take a decision in a better way. So first of all, let's ask the question that I should ask as a state social worker. First of all, immediate safety assessment for the children. And it starts asking questions that have to do with safety. We don't have time. No safety risks. So we'll go to stage 2 and stage 3 and 4 and 5 until it decides how to help. Yes, Alexander, you are holding your hand up.
No, it was for the previous questions.
Okay.
Removed.
So let's share again. And we have other example. This is an example that is public, so it's easy for me to share. And I think for me, it's very impressive, the idea that this can be done. Just a minute, I have to find, here we go. Here we go. Continue to share. For the first time, expert knowledge can be transferred, not all of it, but many pieces of it, directly into the organization's it can be transferred into organizational capabilities. This is a great AI shift. It's no more how do you fix the machine? And he shares a story, and we share the story, and we build the use cases, what to do in all kinds of types of solutions. We can capture this knowledge. Also, the capturing itself can be done using an agent. But we can turn the knowledge after we captured it into an AI agent that supports the human being, the worker, in his decisions, in her decisions. What do we do as KMers? We invest in capturing critical human knowledge. As to today, some of us do it, but many times or many years, many of us were dealing with portals, with internet. We didn't have too much time in investing in capturing critical human knowledge. And many times we did it only when people were nearly leaving the organization. But we have to proactively start investing in this task much more. This will be not only a critical, but a major part of our role on the KMers Day, typical day. Secondly, we have to learn to transform this expertise into AI-powered capabilities. And three, we have to see, not only in the past, we would embed the knowledge in some drives, in some portals, making it as close as we could to the users where they need it. So again here, we have to take these AI-powered capabilities and see how we embed the knowledge where work happens. So this changes, again, our strategy. It changes not the essence of our role, but it puts the emphasis on capturing critical human knowledge, again, based on the AI shift number one. We have to rely on worldwide knowledge, but we have to rely on our unique knowledge. And now we're taking this unique knowledge and putting much more emphasis to it and turning it into AI-powered capabilities, bringing it back to the organization where they're doing their work. Any questions? I'll move to 3. We have 4 shifts for today. Number 3, from knowledge sharing to knowledge creation. We all spoke many years about how to protect the knowledge, to retain it, how to share it and make it accessible, how to create it, and how, of course, to use it. However, while these 3 were spoken as 3 components of one whole, most of our work spoke about knowledge sharing. So I already said that we have to also start working on capturing knowledge that is in the minds of people. Some of it is explicit, some of it is tacit, some of it is shallow tacit, and some of it is even deep tacit. But now I'm speaking about the next shift. The next shift, if we look at yesterday, we mainly spoke about capturing, organizing, sharing, and reusing. And tomorrow, we will have an opportunity, and we will have the need even to speak about discovering, both capturing from the inside and from the outside, connecting, and generating new knowledge for more innovation. Taking back to step 1, because the first AI shift was related to that we have to be unique. We have to bring our unique critical, unique capabilities. So while sharing and accessibility was a very challenging process, it turns to be very easy, and we can move to more generating new knowledge and more creating new knowledge and more innovation. But we also have to do it as others may copy and copy and copy and do what we do as to sharing and reusing. So this is the third AI shift, KM is no longer limited to mainly distributing existing knowledge. It can actively be focused on more contributing to creating new knowledge. And our task, as those who are planning the strategy, okay, invest in knowledge discovery within and between silos, because we will find between the silos new opportunities that we didn't think about. Because within the silos, there are opportunities, but in between, we even have additional ones that we didn't think about, we didn't take into consideration, or it was more challenging to take into consideration. That would be the first recommendation. My second recommendation would be to institutionalize the human AI augmented continued knowledge creation. In simple words, we have less to, as knowledge managers, we have less to care about the sharing and accessibility because it's easy, it's less challenging. We have to start caring more about continued knowledge creation, not a one-time show, not once in a year, once in 5 years, more as a regular process in the organization. And as the time is passing by, I'm running to the last shift. AI shift from strategy that is supported by knowledge to strategy that is shaped by the knowledge. And I see that Patrick has a question. What AI cannot do today? A lot of things. But I'm looking at where it is taking us, and every day the technology is better, and what are the steps we can take? Yes, there are limitations, and we have to have responsible AI, but we are leaving that aside. I'm sure that you heard a lot of discussions about it, but we're all the time speaking about augmentation, not replacing, not decision taking, but decision support. And therefore, if there are many limitations for the AI, wonderful, human beings are still here. So the shift speaks about that knowledge can help identify new opportunities. It can help create new products and services, and it can help redefine the value proposition. And now, Vincent, you're still with us?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Okay, so please be alert. Please sit still in your seat, because I'm going to show something that I learned from you. First of all, competitive advantage will come from combining what everyone knows and combining what we know, only the organization knows. So I'm connecting these four shifts. These are not four different ideas. They are interconnected. Each is another level built on the level before. But how do we take it to our KM strategy? What can we suggest when we say that the new value proposition will be based on new opportunities of the knowledge to create new products and services? And here I'm speaking about an idea that I learned from you, Vincent. You don't know yet what I'm speaking about? Okay, that our value proposition will be designed based on Vincent and Chen Gong's definition of a digital transformation. Because these two important people have defined digital transformation as a change process of an organization or of a business network or industry or even of society that is enabled by innovating the usage of digital technologies and strategic leveraging the human resources, the financial resources, and please see here the knowledge resources. And of course, taking into considering leveraging also the capabilities of digital capabilities and dynamic capabilities in order to allow whether economic driven outcome like process automation, efficiency, productivity improvement, etc., or new outcome of business model innovation, transformative leadership, open mindset, to redefine the value proposition of the organization. So if once this was the definition of digital transformation, we can look at it as also as the basis for knowledge-based transformation, of course, knowledge AI-driven based innovation. And we can use the same equation or the same formula to re-engineer and redefine our value proposition based on our knowledge by re-engineering our current processes, our current value propositions in the organization. Because AI may democratize knowledge, but the differentiation will come from how the organizations create, scale, and apply this knowledge. And this is not the end of knowledge management, Alexander. It may be the beginning of a next chapter. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Moria. I think today you have really taken us into the future because the way you have explained the 4 shifts, I think that is really something that we are all going to be experiencing. And the examples, the way you supported it with examples and even the model given by Gong and Vincent is something that we will explore in depth. This is going to be a very valuable resource that we have with us. So thank you so much on behalf of all of us today for this wonderful session. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Moria, for mentioning the paper, and feel free to share it also with the group
So
in
send
the
me
shared
the
drive.
updated. Please
Sure.
send me, I have a draft. So send me the
Okay.
last version
Sure.
and we will share it with everyone. Thank you.
Okay.
It really can be a base for our new value proposition, because saying that we can have a new value proposition based on knowledge is wonderful, but how do you take it and turn it into practice? I think that your model, if we borrow it from digital transformation and reapply it on knowledge, it's our direction. But I want to encourage us all. What you demonstrated in your mirror boards that you are doing today, these are baby steps towards everything I spoke about for tomorrow. So it's really a journey that won't start tomorrow, but we started yesterday, and we are on the right track, but we have to be persistent and not to stay with baby steps, but to go further and further and further as much as we can. So next week, Eric too will be speaking with us about technologies and new technologies for AI, for AKM strategy. And thank you, everyone. The time is ending, so have a nice week. Great week. Take care.
Thank you,
you.
Moira.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.